and the 10-member Association of Southeast Asia Nations finalized a free trade agreement in services and investment. The move is aimed at strengthening economic engagement between the regions. The foreign trade agreement would pave the way for discussions on a regional comprehensive economic partnership that ASEAN plans to seal with its 6 key trade partners. After operationalizing free trade agreement in 2010, India and the ASEAN were engaged in widening the base of the pact by including services and investments. At present, trade between India and ASEAN stands at 80 billion US dollar, and both the sides have aimed at increasing it to 100 billion US dollar by 2015. Addressing the summit, Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh said that following the implementation of FTA and goods, trade grew by 41% in 2011-12, and the members have set target to attain bilateral trade of 200 billion US dollars in next 10 years.
I am optimistic that our trade will exceed 100 billion US dollars by 2015, and we should aim for the milestone of 200 billion US dollars 10 years from now. We should also build on commendable initiatives like the annual India-ASEAN Business Fair and Conclave and energize our Business Council. Linkages between small and medium enterprises, which are central to our economies, should be promoted and encouraged.
The FTA will now give access to 1.8 billion people, comprising 600 million in Southeast Asia and 1.2 billion in India. The new agreement will add to the FTA on goods between ASEAN and India, said to have created one of the world's biggest free trade areas with a market of around 1.8 billion people and a combined gross domestic product of 2.8 trillion US dollars. Each country is expected to finalize legal documents for the Pact on Services and Investment by February 2013, and the signing is scheduled for August next year. Besides FTA with ASEAN, India is also negotiating similar market opening pacts with members of the grouping bilaterally. India has already implemented FTA with Singapore and Malaysia and is negotiating with Indonesia and Thailand in this regard. ASEAN and 6 partners, namely Australia, China, India, Japan, South Korea and New Zealand, will also start first round talks on the regional comprehensive economic partnership next year, which are expected to form the world's economic bloc in 2015. With the new comprehensive FTA between India and ASEAN, Indian service industry is expected to benefit by easy access to the huge regional market and help boost the exports of the services in the region. With Sidhant, Sibal, Nandita Daga's report, DD News.
And we're joined by our correspondent Sidhant Sibal from the summit venue. Sidhant, good evening. Now tell us that what exactly were the highlights of this India-ASEAN summit?
Well, it's the first time that India is hosting all ASEAN leaders on its soil. And well, the Prime Minister said that the FTA on services and investment has been successfully concluded. And well, it will be signed sooner or later, and it will come in operationalized by 2013. Well, the key problems were from the Philippines side, which felt that its BPO industry could face problems. Other things which happened during the summit was, of course, cooperation. There was emphasis on more people-to-people contact, more infrastructure when it comes to on roads. So basically, a whole cooperation. Well, and a vision document was also accepted, in which it clearly said that economics should be the way forward. I would add to this the fact that Southeast Asia has immense potential. Singapore is becoming one of our major region where foreign investment comes into India, and a very mineral resource area also. So clearly, big potential between India and ASEAN.
Sidhant, also tell us now, some services and investment agreement, a free trade agreement has been also signed. Now, which are the services which are being included in this agreement? And as you know, you talked about the Philippines also, that Philippines is the biggest BPO market. Now, how will it impact the Philippines in general?
Well, of course, the services which are included in the whole thing is teachers, architectures, and doctors, a free movement of all these services from across the region. This FTA also marks one of the largest FTAs across the world. And well, this is just the start. Now India will join a RCEP, or Regional Economic Cooperation Agreement, whose first progress of negotiation will start next year, and it will involve 16 nations, and it will be the biggest free trade agreement in the world. It will be successfully, if the negotiation goes on, it will start, the whole agreement will start, the economic bloc will come into existence in 2015. It will involve the ASEAN countries, India, Australia, New Zealand, China, Japan, South Korea.
All right, Sidhant, thank you so much for giving